What do you understand by the term extempore?
Speaking on the spot.
Speaking on the spot, speaking off the cuff. Yes, as a speaker, you should not get ready to speak. As a speaker, you should be ready to speak. But it is a lot difficult done than it is said. It's easier said than done, isn't it? What I expect you to do here during extempore session, I give you a topic and I expect you to speak for 3 minutes. Yes, and a lot of people, as we saw in the first round, were struggling. The round is not over yet, but many of us were struggling. We were not able to match that minimum benchmark. And those who were able to meet the benchmark, they spoke in a gibberish manner. And as a result, it didn't sound as good or influential or as impressive. And many of the things could not be really comprehended. So what to do about it? How to go about it? On an average, I expect people to speak for, let's say, 3 minutes. Now let's do a simple math here. As I have been saying during many sessions and repeatedly time and again, that when you speak, you should speak at least 70-80 words a minute. Yeah, this should be your average rate of speech. But some of us try to speak faster, it has drawbacks. Some also speak slower, that also has drawbacks. If you speak appropriately, let's say 70-80 words a minute, sounds awesome. But if you rush your speech, let's say 100 words, I'll show you an example. Starting now. So currently I'm speaking about 70-80, actually more than 70-80, about 90 to 100 words a minute. And the message that I'm trying to deliver you, it may not actually be comprehended as fast as I expect you to do. By the time you finish comprehending one information, the other will come to you, and then third will come to you, and then fourth will come to you. What will happen as a result? You will not be able to comprehend the information as fast, and then that chain of thought will break. And then the narrative I'm trying to set here, there will be cracks or holes. Are you getting me? A couple of sentences, I just spoke about 100 words a minute. What happened? I rushed the information, and I'm sure many of you did not quite get me. I did not include any data or any concrete information in this. I was just trying to exemplify. But what if I did? You won't be able to get it. Now I'm going to give example of dragging your speech. Let's say 40 words a minute or 50 words a minute. Parisha should listen to me carefully. From this moment onwards, I'm going to sound like Parisha. So hello everybody. We are here today gathered to discuss how to deliver extempore speech. Okay. Now, as a speaker, you should not get ready to speak, as I said previously. You should be ready to speak. Whatever topic you get, wherever you get, whosoever you are speaking with, be it 10 people, be it 100 people, be it 50 or 100. Yeah. You should be confident in speaking. Now, what did I do just now? I spoke with slow rate of speech. 40-ish words a minute. The information that was coming to you was slower, and I'm sure many of you were thinking that, okay, got it, can you please be a little faster? Yes. Take another example of our former Prime Minister, Manmohan Singh ji. Used to speak all facts, all data, all number, but his delivery was actually slow paced and at the same time boring. As a result, we used to change channel, right? So rushing the information, bad idea. You may not be able to think faster than you try to speak. At the same time, people may not be able to comprehend the data with the speed they were being thrown at. And if you drag your speech, you may have to, people may get bored waiting for the information for a long time. Like a YouTube video repeatedly going on buffer. Are you with me? So ideal rate of speech 70 to 80 words a minute. Now let's go to the board and do some math here. So we are talking about 70-80 words per minute. Yeah. This is what we are supposing our average speech rate of speech to be. And if I give you a topic, I expect you to speak for at least 3 minutes. Yes? Okay. So 3 minutes speech. What do you deduce out of this? Multiply 80 with 3. Let's round it off. We are expecting 250 words a minute. Okay. Alright. 250 words, sorry, in 3 minutes. In 3 minutes. Alright. So you have to ensure that you have optimum rate of speech to speak around 250 words a minute. But if you get topic instantly, is it possible? It can be challenging. Where will you get so many words from? Where will you get so many informations from? And how will you structure your talk so that it goes awesome and it sounds fair? Yeah. So I will discuss with you this formula. Actually, I need full page. So I will add one more page. Say 5 para speech if you're speaking, or essay if you're writing. Alright, now 5 para means 50 words per paragraph. Yeah, so far so good. The math is clear. Alright, now let's see the formula. So I said 5 para. I'm sorry about my drawing. Alright, here we go. So first one is straight triangle and the last one is inverted triangle, because we'll be opening here and we'll be closing here. Okay, now think of any topic quickly.
Meditation.
Tell me any topic. Benefits of meditation. Okay, so that has become my topic now. Alright, quickly tell me 3 benefits.
Reduce stress.
Stress buster, okay.
Calms your mind.
Sorry?
Calms your mind. Calm.
Stress buster, calms your mind is more or less the same thing.
Improves focus.
Yes, improves focus. And
Good exercise. Relax.
Good breathing exercise.
okay. Okay. Alright, now we have decided to discuss 3 points. This can be your opening para. This can be your first pointer. This can be your second pointer. This can be your third pointer. And this is your closing para. Invest 50 words per para and you can easily speak for 250 words. Alright, if I say 4 minutes, then you can maybe add one more benefit and then make it 6 para. If I say, let's say, speak for 5 minutes, then maybe you can consider adding one more point and add one more para there. Right? This is how you can structure your speech. Now let's get into detail. As I said, opening para. It gets broken into 3 parts. First one is a mesmerizing opening. Alright, why should your opening be awesome? Tell me.
To get attention from the audience.
Yeah, I personally feel your opening is the most important part of your speech, because like I'm standing here in the room full of people. Okay, some of you might be paying full attention to me. Some of you might just be sitting here, but maybe not fully aware of what I'm saying. So if I open in a mesmerizing manner, I can engage maximum people mentally. Are you with me on this? Are you listening, Arav? Are you getting me? Alright, now how should you open in a mesmerizing manner? I'm not going to get into those details because I have shared that lecture in the app already. You open the app, you go to content, you press that folder, Public Speaking Mastery, and I guess the very first lecture is 6 amazing ways to open your speech. Similarly, the next one is 6 amazing ways to close your speech as well. So please do watch those lectures. Okay, so you start with a mesmerizing opening. Got that point. And then what about the middle part of this first para? The middle part will include your general views regarding the topic. This is the topic, right? Benefits of meditation. And the third part will include a plot for remaining, or you can say next para. Get it? Okay. What is the plot here? These 3 pointers. Now tell me which one of these 3 do you feel is the most important or most significant or has the highest weightage?
Breathing, I guess.
We should meditate because it improves our breathing. But then cardio also improve our breathing. Calisthenics also improve our breathing. It's a good stress buster, isn't it? The most important part. Yeah, you can calm yourself down. You can improve your mental health. You can overcome over stress. Yeah, all you need to do is meditate. Second most important point.
Improves.
Yes. I read one news according to which a starfish has more focus than an average human because of this reel culture. You know, like digital zombies, we keep scrolling up and up and up and up. That 30 seconds dopamine rush and then another comes. Another 30 seconds, then another comes. Another 30 seconds, another comes. Another 30 seconds. So we really need to focus, which we have lost. Alright, and this becomes the third most important. Okay, fine. We have got the sequence. Alright, start with the most important information. Why? Because you want to engage people. Alright, in opening you engage them. You want to keep them engaged, right? So you must continue. You have set that bar, you must continue to maintain that bar. With me? So in the second para, you will discuss that it is a stress buster. But you will discuss this in a very systematic manner. First of all, you make just 1 point per paragraph. Are you with me on this? I'm gonna write it here. 1 point only per paragraph. No clustering of information in any way. Okay. Let's take some metaphorical example to prove this point here. Why it is important. Let's say you go to a library and you want a specific book on a specific genre. Alright. You can easily find it, right, among thousands of books. Why? Because the shelves are kept in a systematic manner. There are sections for different genres and then there are subsections. And then sometimes if a specific writer has written, let's say 10-15 books, they are dedicated special, shelves, right? If a specific publication has, let's say 20 publications, they are also dedicated special shelves. So you don't really find it difficult. Take the name of a book.
Harry Potter.
Come on, Harry Potter is gay. Say who moved my cheese. Alright, we'll discuss Harry Potter, why Harry Potter is gay later. For now, sticking to the point. Who moved my cheese? Okay, now this is a motivational book. It's actually a novella based on a story. So you will find particular section of motivational books. Fiction will be different, non-fiction will be different. In fiction you will find novels. Novels are long novels. Novellas means short novels. This book is about 100 pages only. In fact, even less. And there also you will find books placed in an alphabetical order, A to Z. So you can easily just walk into the library, look for motivation, look for fiction, look for novellas, come to W and find the specific book you are looking for. You will find it in 5 minutes. Now imagine, all those books are randomly placed in a clustered manner. Will you ever be able to find such a small book in such a huge library with such a huge number of books? Never, unless it is systematic and sequential. So is the case of a speech or a para or an article, right? If you are writing, write with this formula. If you are speaking, speak with this formula. That's why 1 point per para. Alright, but how do you extend it? You've got this point, okay, it's a stress buster, fine. But how will you speak 50 words or 100 words? How will you fill this para? There is a formula for that as well. How to extend. Simple formula. Like this is main point, isn't it? Main point. Yes, this is the main point, stress buster. Then you can give explanation of it. And then you can give some support points to further add credibility to your argument. Okay, and then finally some real life examples if possible. Very simple formula to extend any talk. Alright, main point, explanation, support points and examples. Let's do it right now. Stress buster. So one of the reasons we should meditate on regular basis is because it's a good stress buster. In other words, what I mean to say is we have so many experiences throughout the day. Okay, before we go to bed, if we meditate for a couple of minutes, and of course when we wake up as well, so we can channelize all those thoughts. We can switch off all the unwanted thoughts, and we can, make our mind and our focus linear. All right, this way we can calm our mind. We can also focus better. All right, so this is the explanation. And then you can give some support points. I guess I added support points in the middle of explanation only. And then you can, if you wish, give some real life examples. There was one time in I would say during my student days, when I used to feel a lot of stress during exam time. All right, then I decided to meditate. And then I was able to absorb more information in less time. So the stress reduced because the calm mind increased. And calm mind is very powerful. I have delivered a lecture on this as well. The power of a calm mind. I will share that with you later on. All right. So I gave example as well. And I guess I have easily spoken 50 words. In fact, more than that, on how you can bust your stress. All right. And then you move on to third paragraph. In the third paragraph, what do you discuss? The second most important point, which is focus. Remember the same point, 1 point per para. We are discussing focus. And then main point is focus. Then you explain it, then you give supporting points, and then you exemplify. And in the fourth para, what do you discuss? It improves your cardiovascular system, or it's a good breathing exercises. So let's say improves cardiovascular system. There is less space, that's why I've written half the word. But you do get the point, don't you? It improves your breathing exercise, improves your cardiovascular system. That is the main point. And then you can explain it again, support points, and then you can finally give, if you have any example, so that your credibility increases as a speaker, because then people will see you as an informed one, because you have lived through. Or if you have any example which is somehow relevant to it, even if it is not true, the audience doesn't know. Yeah, either you have actually experienced this, or you can pretend that you have experienced. The audience doesn't know. You get my point? As long as you can gain the trust and the credibility of people. I was gonna crack a joke, but we are recording. And then finally towards the conclusion. Break it into 2 points again. Final views. Alright, first of all. And then end it with a crux. Or a moral. Or some, takeaway. There should be some takeaway. With me on this? Yes? Now before I close this lecture, I want to tell you, the opening is the most important part of your speech, because you want maximum people to listen to you. Otherwise, maybe, let's say 50% people pay attention if you directly make the point. Then only half the job will be done, even though you tried your best. If only 30% people were mentally engaged, then only 30% of the job is done. You would never know unless you give your best, which is unless you start with a mesmerizing opening. What are mesmerizing openings? Do watch that lecture, 6 ways to open your speech. Alright. And closing is the second most important part of your speech. Trust me. Why? Because nobody is going to remember your entire speech. Nobody is going to remember your entire speech. But they will remember the crux. Example would be of Steve Jobs. Remember his Stanford speech? I guess it's 70, 80 minutes, maybe 90 minutes long speech. But then, do you remember the entire speech? I watched it twice. I don't remember. I do remember the crux. Stay hungry, stay foolish. Has anybody heard this?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Many of us have heard this, yes? This is a quote by Steve Jobs. Stay hungry, stay foolish. Alright, but do you remember the entire speech? This quote was delivered during his Stanford appearance. He was addressing students. I guess it was 2009. I watched it twice. I don't remember anything else. But I do remember the crux, and I will always remember it. That's why crux is very important. And then comes the remaining part of your speech. Do you get it?
Yes.
Any question or doubt? All clear? So shall we continue? I will leave this information on board if you want to re-refer to it while you deliver your speech. I will leave this on board. Fine. All right.